Introducing
Pretty Girls Love Real Estate. Stories of everyday women breaking barriers and building wealth through real estate.
Let's get it. Boss. BOSS.
Hello. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Pretty Girls Love Real Estate podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Washington, and I'm super excited for my guest again this week. I have Monique Larmond. She is a real estate attorney in Southern California, and me and Monique actually were a part of a panel discussion this past week with an organization called Tribe, which is a platform for Black women to just build together, learn from each other about building business, how to invest in real estate and stocks, and just anything that we can do to help each other just succeed in different industries where we've kind of traditionally been held out of. So Monique has an awesome story to tell in her real estate career. So I'm definitely excited to talk to her today. So Monique, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me as a guest on your show. I'm super excited. I feel like I learned so much from you from our past event together. So I'm so grateful that Tribe connected us. Definitely fulfilled its goal of connecting Black women who are doing great things. So thanks for having me.
Exactly. I'm happy and I'm excited to talk to you. Thank you for taking the time to come on the show. So first and foremost, how did you get interested in real estate?
So I feel like I have always had some interest, like not until like after college. After college, I finished, and while I was doing my master's, it was something I was considering, like maybe I should, look into real estate. But I kind of just brushed it to the side, like, oh, I don't want to do another course. Like, I'm taking my master's already. But it was still something just always in my mind. And while I was working at this law firm doing insurance defense, I was like, I really don't want to do this. I want to be on the transactional side of things. And I actually got a job at a real estate law firm. So I was able to transition from litigation into like real estate. And I was like, wow, I was like, this is what I should have been doing. I should have, when I was 21, like really dived into it, like I intended to. So I guess it was just almost by chance or by fate that you would say that I fell back into real estate. And I really enjoyed just seeing things from like the legal side, like how, investors were making their money, the contracts that they were drafting up to get these properties. So I was like, it's time to transition, not only like from the legal side, but back to the business side as well. So I could sell and just learn more about the real estate world.
Okay, so as a attorney, I know you deal with residential and some commercial transactions. So what are some of the like actual responsibilities that you have when you're part of the transaction?
Okay, so on the legal side, like for commercial, like a lot of times like people do hire an attorney on the commercial side out here in California, because like other states require an attorney to close a residential deal as well. But in California, you do not need an attorney to close on real estate deals like in other states. So you won't find a lot of attorneys in the residential space unless there is an issue at hand. If, let's say, the seller no longer wants to sell the property to the buyer, then they'll bring in, an attorney to say, hey, like, they're breaching the contract. Like, can you help us? But on the residential side, like, we don't usually like hold like handheld and make sure the deal's transitioning. But on the commercial side, like we will make sure that, everything is moving as it should. We're reviewing all the contracts. We're also reviewing, the lender's contracts like very closely. But I feel like many times people just, sign their loan agreements and they don't read what's in their agreements. So I feel like a lot of investors, they take it like extremely serious. So they use an attorney to review all their contracts, to draft all their contracts. Agent side now, I have to literally like put up a barrier, like, okay, I'm acting in a capacity as a realtor and not an attorney. I have to be very careful that I'm not stepping across that line where I'm giving like legal advice or I'm advising. So I have to literally like put up a barrier, like, okay, this is what we're doing. Let me know what you want to do, versus as an attorney, I'm like, okay, this is what we're going to do. So I feel like on the realtor side, like I have to take a little bit more of the back seat as the clients, are telling me, okay, this is what I want, instead of me telling them what they should.
Okay. And I'm
Mhm.
glad you brought that up about being an agent, because I definitely want to talk about that. One, being a lawyer and being an agent, there's like a little bit of a unique process to that. So can you talk about that? And then secondly, I know you kind of recently got your agent license. So how has that experience been so far?
Mm-hmm. So in California, a couple years ago, they used to allow licensed attorney to just be a broker. Like you could literally sign up to be a broker. I don't even think you had to take a test. But now they do require you to get some experience. I guess, there are probably too many attorneys coming out here, jumping into the real estate game with no experience, and maybe they were messing things up. So now they require you to get the 2 years experience before you can become a broker. But we don't have to take any tests. I'm sorry, I'm lying. We don't have to take any courses, because they require you to take courses usually before you take the real estate test. But if you're a licensed attorney, you don't have to take the courses. You can simply just go ahead and take the test to be a salesperson. Or if with me, you see how I was working in real estate, as an attorney, I could have just got my 2 years experience and then take the test to be a broker. Like I didn't even need to be a salesperson first, but I made the personal decision that, I do want to sell first before I jump in and take on the responsibility as a broker.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was like my path to, hopefully next year I will get my broker's license. But I was like, let me get some experience first. I don't want to jump in, taking on all this liability and not knowing what I'm doing. So yeah, that's really cool. I guess carve out for attorneys, because in other states you can still do that. In other states, if you're a licensed attorney, you can apply for your broker's license. I know like New York, some of my friends who passed the bar around the same time like I did, they're now like brokers.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely almost a cheat code. Like, as an attorney, you can kind of automatically get your real estate license and get to another bag. So,
mm-hmm.
definitely people that are attorneys out there, look at the laws in your specific state, but
Yeah.
take advantage of that for sure. And now, as far as being an agent now, and you told me that you are trying to focus now more on investment properties. How has that experience been going so far?
So I will say, so I got my salesperson's license this February, and I sat on it for months. I finally signed with the brokerage in July. And so my target, like I was like, I only want to target commercial properties, since, I've been working in the commercial space as an attorney. And I was like, I also want to, I want to help first-time home buyers. Like I really, want to do this. I was talking to a woman, another, auntie. She's been in the commercial real estate game for like 20 years. And she was like, why, instead of targeting first-time home buyers, you should target home buyers, but make sure that they're getting investment properties. So I was like, that's really, that's such a good idea. So I was like, I want to help people to buy their first property, but I want their first property to be a multifamily, or, if they can afford it. In California, anything more than, a 4-family property is considered commercial real estate. So I was like, I still get to have like the, I guess, best of both worlds, like, focus on the commercial side and help people to make sure that they're getting investment properties for long-term, wealth. And we want to keep it in a family. Like we want to keep these properties in a family. We want to keep it generating income. So, that's my goal, to help people make more money as they continue like buying more properties.
Okay, got it. So, you're in Southern California and very expensive. Everybody knows. What are some, I guess, some things you can tell us about the state of the market right now? And then for anybody who may be interested in investing, but they might be scared of the price tag, what's some, I guess, some positive things that you can say about the market in terms of investing in that area?
I will say, like, even though, like, the prices are high in Cali, it's because we pay the sun tax. We have the beautiful palm trees and the sun. So yes, the properties are more expensive, but there's also, you're getting more money. Like when you invest in a property, let's say if you invest in a multifamily here, you know, in Los Angeles, for example, you could pay, let's say you're paying $900,000 for that, let's say it's a 3-family, you're getting at least, you know, at the very least, like $6,000 a month from those 3 families. So it's like, yeah, you're paying a lot, but you're also receiving a good return on your investment because rent is really high. So yeah, you know, to buy a house is very expensive, but you're also getting a lot back in rent. And, or also, you know, if you want to focus on like short-term rentals, like that market is also, you know, pre-COVID, like it was like really hot. It's starting to pick back up again, but I know like it did shut down a lot of like short-term rentals, and, you know, people like were losing out on that. But it's definitely, I feel like you get a good return on your money in California. And people think that you have to be in city center. You do not have to be. Like in the city center is so expensive, but if you go on the outskirts, you get more bang for your buck. It is like more reasonable. Like you don't have to invest or buy a property in the center of Los Angeles. Like you can go, you know, to the valley, or go more in the desert, and you will get like good like bang for your buck. Or you can go like in a more distressed neighborhood and get a cheaper property and really like rehab that property, fix it, and like we're seeing, you know, in these markets out here, this one deal that I'm working on right now, it's a commercial property. They bought their property about 5 years ago, and they are aiming to get $1 million profit on their property. So it's like, it's a crazy market. It's definitely crazy right now. I would say it's a seller's market because the inventory is so low. Like there's not a lot of properties out there, and everyone's trying to buy because the interest rates are so low. So like the properties are going for so much money. So the sellers right now are really benefiting from it.
Yeah, so many opportunities in that market. Like even like you were saying, on the outskirts, there's the new stadiums being built out there. So all of that's being gobbled up. Short-term rental is hot. You got events like Coachella that are out there every year that people do short-term rental, and just the tourism in general. Like people want to escape their cold areas and go over to Cali, like you said, the sun tax. So it's a lot of opportunities. Accessory dwelling units is something that is getting hot in that market. I know they recently changed the laws about that. So definitely a lot of opportunity in Cali for sure.
So many, yeah. Like you said, with the events, like even like when I was down in San Diego, you know, Comic-Con, we're like, one time someone told us how they're making like $1,000 a night. So we're like, oh really? Let's list our apartment. Like, you know, the following year, in 1 week we made, I think, almost like over $3,000 for 1 week. So it's like you really get a good return for like short-term rentals.
Absolutely. It also, though, like since you're a lawyer too, like I know it's getting very contentious out there as far as Airbnb versus the different municipalities, because they want to get their taxes. And then, you know, you obviously have people that abuse their privileges with Airbnb, and they have parties and they have craziness going on. So it's back and forth with the neighborhood. So you just got to be mindful of where you're investing and what the rules and regulations are.
That's so true. A lot of people, invest with, oh yeah, I'm going to have the short-term rental, but yeah, your city may not allow it, or even like the city, like a subsection in the city may not allow like short-term rentals, because the neighbors are complaining of traffic, of noise, of the parties, and some people are destroying like the properties, so they're not allowing short-term rentals.
Okay, cool. Well, let me shift, because on this show, we talk the woman of color, and the point of this show is to just spread light onto everything that they've been through to kill it and get to this point. So what has been your experience as far as any challenges that you face as a woman of color in real estate?
I will say for me, I haven't had like too much adversity, but it has been many times I go into events, I'm the only woman of color, or sometimes I'm even the only woman like at some of these events, or the people who are there. Sometimes, you know, there are like other females who, like vendors, you know, at these events. I'm just like, man, like where are all the women? So you literally have to make sure that you make your presence known when you go to these events. And even though like we're the only ones in the space, sometimes you have to use that to your advantage. So you have to take this disadvantage and, you know, use it as you can. So I'm the only woman of color, or I'm the only woman, so I make myself known. Like I'll see like a group of, you know, like men talking. You have to be assertive. Like you have to go, hello, like I'm Monique. I always give a very firm handshake. Like that, to me, that is like the key. Like always give a firm handshake. And I let them know, like, you know, I'm here. I don't play games, like, you know, and just keep like introducing myself, and they will remember you. Because one, like you said, we're the only female or the only person of color. So it can be awkward at times, but you have to embrace the awkwardness and make sure that you make yourself known, you observe the room, and, you know, find a friend or find someone who's maybe also standing by themselves, and take that person to mix and mingle. So it is sometimes like difficult, especially when you go to like your first or second event. It's just like, damn, like, okay, what do I say? Like, what do I do? Like, just be assertive and be yourself, and let them know that you're here. So I'm loud, so I feel like, you know, I don't allow people to speak over me. And I feel like a lot of times females, especially as females of color, like sometimes we'll get intimidated, or we'll stay in our shells and be like, like, okay, like they're talking. No, like do not let anyone interrupt you or speak over you. So just like be assertive.
Yeah, you must have been listening to this show, because I say that all the time. Like I went to an event one time in New York, and there was a woman of color getting like a lifetime achievement award or something in real estate. And she said those exact same words of advice, like, as a woman and as a minority, you're going to stand out in whatever room you go into. So just use that diversity to your advantage. Like you're memorable just from your presence. So always use it to stand out, always use it for people to remember you and be, you know, positive. So
Yes, I agree.
cool. All right. So what's next for you in terms of like on the legal side and on the agent side, or personally investing? What's next do you see coming up for you?
So I really I haven't, you know, secured my first property yet. I'm about to inherit a property. So I will be inheriting a property. So me and my sister, you know, like we're gonna have like our first property, and we intend on renting it out. So this property is in Kentucky. So we're trying to figure out, okay, do we, you know, get a property manager, or my sister who lives in Kentucky, I'm like, am I gonna put it all on her to manage the property? So, you know, we're probably gonna get some type of property manager. So that'll be fun. And I'm hoping to actually buy like my first investment property sometime next year. I really want to, you know, just get into all the spaces I can. I know you were talking about the mobile home investing. That's a space that I really want to get into, because I've seen like big return on investment. So, you know, one day we have to talk about that like offline.
Yeah.
So I could, you know, I'm really trying to get into that space. So, you know, that's like my personal goal, to have some investments coming in next year. But on the realtor side, like I'm working on a commercial deal right now, and I'm really hoping that, you know, it closes like before the year's up. Like that would be amazing. So my goal, I think, is to aim for at least like two commercial properties a year, and maybe two investment properties a year. Like I don't want to overwhelm myself too much on the real estate side, since I do like run a law firm like full time. So I'm really trying to, you know, find a good balance. And I'm hoping, you know, that I'll be able to merge the two worlds like more fluidly. Like, so we do like form businesses and we form LLCs. And I always recommend, especially for investors, to buy your property with like and hold it into an LLC. So I'm hoping that, you know, like we could run some type of special one day where we're helping, you know, investors, okay, come, here goes the investor special to form like your LLC to buy your real estate property with. So that would be like really cool to like merge those two worlds.
That's awesome. Yeah, very important to hold your property in LLC for liability purposes and also for taxes. It's just more beneficial to do that. And then that's amazing. Like, congratulations on getting ready to inherit that property. So y'all will get great experience managing a property out of state.
Yeah.
So that, I feel like a lot of people are scared to do that. So for that to be your first property, you already kind of like jumping in the deep end already. So
yeah, definitely.
It's all downhill from there.
I'm gonna have to really, you know, like look. So I've been like evaluating like the Kentucky market. Okay, what is their pricing like? You know, do we need to renovate the property? How much, like, you know, should we put into renovation? So it is definitely like a lot to take in. But I was like, we're gonna do it. You know, we have to.
Well, it's good that you're inheriting it. So it's like you have no choice but to figure out how to make it work.
Exactly.
So cool. And then as far as the mobile homes, the commercial real estate, anything like that, if you have questions, let's talk offline after this. Like, absolutely can help you with whatever you need help with that. So
thank you.
Looking forward to it. All right. So let me just wind it down and shift to the last segment of the show, which is the Fabulous Four. And it's just 4 questions that I ask every guest. So just whatever comes to mind, just go for it. Okay. All right. So the first question is, what is your favorite real estate book?
So one of my favorite books, I'll be honest, I have not read a lot of real estate books. You know, but like there's this book, Sell It Like Serhant. I do love this book because it teaches you how to sell. Like, it teaches you about sales. And I feel like it was beneficial in my real estate career as well as my running the law firm. Like, it, you know, was teaching you the foundations of how to put yourself out there. You know, when you're feeling hopeless or no money's coming through the door, how can you shift your perspective to start building those sales? So I really do enjoy it. It's a quick book. It's very easy to read. So, you know, that's like one of my favorite books for real estate, even though, like I said, I haven't read many, but that is a good book that you guys should all check out.
Cool. Definitely need that like selling aspect, because that's a major part of real estate. So anything that can help you with that skill is beneficial. All right. So the second question is, what advice would you give to your younger self just getting started in real estate?
So with this, I guess, you know, I told you, like, I thought about real estate when I was like 21. So I wish I could go back to my younger self, like, just do it. Just start it. Don't be scared of the course. Don't be scared of more schooling. Just start and just do it, and meet as many people as you can. Go to as many events that's in real estate or that, you know, focuses on selling property or buying property, any type of investment courses. Like, just take it all in, like, get as much knowledge as, you know, as you can. So that's how I would tell my younger self, just dive into it.
Amen. I feel like everybody that's in real estate wishes they would have started like earlier. Even if you started as a teenager, it's like the sooner you start, the better you are, the more properties that you can accumulate. And like you said, the knowledge is the main thing. So start sooner. That's everybody's wish. All right. The third question is, what topic in real estate do you want to learn more about?
So since I'm in the commercial space, I really want to learn more about opportunity zones. You know, like, I know what they are generally, but I feel like they can really help to save people money, especially when they're investing, like, save people money down the road. So I would love to learn more about opportunity zones and like how they're changing and shifting, you know, the real estate game. 'Cause in a way, like, if we really focus on these opportunity zones, which is more in, you know, these distressed neighborhoods that a lot of times, you know, we come from, finding a way to invest back into those communities and get those tax breaks, I think is very important. So I want to learn like more about that. I just have to sit and, you know, soak up the knowledge and read that tax code to see what it's all about and how I can help to spread that knowledge that I learned like to our communities.
Yeah, I feel like as a lawyer, you got an advantage because you like us. A lot of the opportunity investing is like the paperwork to make sure you're filing it correctly, because you can basically self-certify an opportunity zone fund. You don't have to like go through the whole SEC filing process that you would normally do it for like a crowdsourcing or like a private equity campaign. So I feel like you got an advantage there. So add that feather to your cap, girl.
No, yeah,
Definitely is
definitely, definitely want to.
All right, cool. So the last one is to please give a shout out to another woman doing some awesome things in real estate.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I want to shout out my line sister, Jamila Adams. She is a new agent also. She's on the East Coast in Jersey. And I just feel like she's been killing it. So, you know, we started around the same time, and I'm always calling her to pick her brain. She's my like accountability partner. So we, you know, had certain goals, and we check in with each other. Like, hey, did you put your business cards yet? Did you start doing your marketing materials? Did you start your Instagram page? So she has really just, I feel like she dived in and she's been killing it. Like she has multiple offers and multiple like escrow open right now. So I'm just like so happy for her. So I want to give a shout out to you, Jamila, for really killing it.
All right, shout out to Jamila. What part of New Jersey is she in?
She is, I guess it is northern New Jersey. Like she's more in like the Newark area around
Okay,
there.
my old stomping grounds.
Oh,
Gotta
yes.
link her with some other other women that's killing it in New Jersey and New York. So definitely
Sure.
can put her in touch with some other great women for sure. Cool.
Yeah.
So how can people follow you on social media or just, you know, check you out and learn more about what else you have coming up soon?
So my Instagram handle is Mo_diva with 2 A's. So MO_DIVAA. And through that, you know, you can follow me. I did start like a real estate page. However, I haven't started posting yet. So if you follow me on my personal page, you will see the transition like into like my real estate page it's called MSL Investments, but I haven't like posted anything on there yet. So soon there will be a bunch of stuff about investment properties and how to invest and, you know, just where you should start. So,
Right.
and also our website for the law firm is www.thegllaw.com. You know, if you ever need like a consultation, if you want to have an LLC made so you can buy your property, you can definitely check us out to have a talk.
All right, girl. Any last words of wisdom? Any other gems you want to drop for the listeners right now?
So I would say if anyone's on the fence about, you know, getting into real estate, just do it. There's so many resources out there. You don't have to know everything to get in, whether it's you becoming an agent or it's you trying to invest. Like just do it. Or if you have some spare coin, invest it into real estate. Like, yes, the stock market may be good as well, but with real estate, you will really, I feel like, get good return on your investment. So there's so many resources like this podcast and like, you know, many other podcasts that you can really find the tools to succeed in real estate. So just do it. Don't be on the fence. Get up and just do it. Dive into it.
Yes. There's so many people out there that can help you. So no excuse. Just get out there and do it. Great words of wisdom there. All right, Monique, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking this time to do the show. Thank you for giving us all your experience and just words of wisdom and positivity. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me on your show. Like, I truly enjoyed it and truly enjoyed like your energy. So thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. And we definitely going to continue to build and connect on other stuff. And, you know, we got connected through tribes. So that's the goal of all this type of stuff is just connecting more women of color, Black women to, you know, get this bag out here. So
yes. Get this money, take over the world.
Absolutely. All right. So this was another episode of Pretty Girls Love Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Washington. Thank you again to my guest for this week, Monique Larmond. She gave you her contact information if you want to check out all the things that she has going on. And we'll see you guys next week.